Hey everybody, welcome back to WrestleMania Wednesday. I'm your host Don, and today we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 28, and according to my notes, it's another dud. Sorry.
You're watching So Awkward. This is Freddy Krueger saying hi!
WrestleMania 28, April 1st, 2012 at the Sunshine Stadium in Miami, Florida. This isn't the worst WrestleMania by any means, but when you watch them all kind of in a row, the boring ones really stand out. Think about, if I had waited all year to watch this event, would I be satisfied? This one, no. But like I said, it's not the worst. There were a couple good matches, but for the most part, it was more boring than anything else. The theme song was sung by Lillian Garcia, who I think she's sung a couple of them. The theme song, America the Beautiful, America's theme song, and she was great. She knocked it out of the park. She was really, really good. First up, we have Daniel Bryan making his WrestleMania debut, defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Sheamus. This match, I was really excited when I saw these two. These two are both great wrestlers. This was going to be a phenomenal match. No, this match was over in 20 seconds. Daniel Bryan goes to his corner to kiss his girlfriend, AJ Lee, and Sheamus kicks him and pins him, and it's over in 20 seconds, and it was a complete waste of time. Sheamus wins the championship in 20 seconds, and what a waste. It's hard to say it was a waste of time when it was only 20 seconds, but this should have been a really good match, and it just, it was dumb. Really dumb. It pissed me off. There it is. You saw the entire match and during my recap of the match. Moving right along, we've got Kane versus Randy Orton. I wrote in my notes, slow, comma, boring. You know I like both of these two. I always say good things about Randy Orton and Kane. But it was just off. I don't know. The chemistry wasn't there. I didn't follow the story. I didn't know what they were fighting over. And even as just a display of athleticism, it didn't do it for me. Not a terrible match, just boring. Which is maybe worse than a terrible match. Then we've got the Intercontinental title on the line. It's champion Cody Rhodes defending against the Big Show. This one was pretty good. I like this one a lot. I mentioned in the previous match that they just didn't have chemistry. These two have chemistry. Which is weird because they're completely different wrestlers. The Big Show is a giant, a big lumbering giant who just knocks and throws people around, whereas Cody Rhodes is a really strong, technical wrestler, a mat wrestler. But it worked. Sometimes you take contrasting styles like that and it's a disaster, but sometimes it really works when you have two great, entertaining showmen like the Big Show and Cody Rhodes. This was just a really, really solid, fun match, and I think they both did really well. Big Show wins and becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. Good for you, Big Show. You could tell he was really emotional. I think he started to cry, and he went and he kissed some woman in the audience who presumably was his wife. I hope it wasn't his mistress, because he was on live TV. Then we've got our first Diva match of the night. We've got Beth Phoenix, who is the Divas Champion, and Eve versus Kelly Kelly and Maria Menounos. How do you say her name? The host of Access Hollywood. She's the host of, if you go to see a movie at AMC Theaters, she's the host of that pre-show thing where they show trailers of terrible movies that you're not going to go see. I don't know why she's wrestling, but I mean, she didn't do great. She didn't do that much. The celebrities always get the win, so she got the roll up and the pin on somebody. This match wasn't great. It's hard when they bring in these celebrities, and I'm being very generous by calling Maria Menounos a celebrity. But the other ladies, who I think were actual wrestlers, were pretty good. Like, there was some pretty decent wrestling going on when Maria Menounos wasn't in the ring. But still, not too impressive. But it was fine. It wasn't like embarrassing. I think everybody did reasonably well with a match that probably shouldn't have been on WrestleMania. Hey, remember last WrestleMania where Triple H fought Undertaker and it was kind of boring? Let's do it again. Only this time, let's make it 3 times as long, but put him in a Hell in a Cell. And we've also got an appearance by HBK Shawn Michaels as the guest referee. I'm going to say something, I don't know if this will be controversial, but this match sucked. I think people like this match. I think people like Triple H in general. I don't necessarily like Triple H. But this match was just so boring. It just didn't end. It was so repetitive, and I just didn't care. I didn't care. I love The Undertaker. I respect Triple H. And it's always fun to have Shawn Michaels in there, but I didn't get it. It didn't work for me, and it just kept going and going and going. And it was the same thing as last year. It was just Triple H beating the hell out of Undertaker, but the Undertaker not giving up. It just kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Cut down this match and give Daniel Bryan and Sheamus an actual match, and you would have had a much stronger card and a much more entertaining WrestleMania. Undertaker wins, of course, and his streak is now 20 wins, 0 losses. So that's cool. Hall of Fame class of 2012. Let's see who we've got here. Mil Mascaras, Yokozuna, posthumously. Ron Simmons, the first ever African American heavyweight wrestling champion. The Four Horsemen, including Ric Flair, which gets him in the Hall of Fame twice, which I think is a record. Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and somebody else who nobody ever remembers his name. Mike Tyson and Edge. I can't really complain with any of these. Then we had kind of a weird gimmicky 6-on-6 tag team match. It was Team Johnny, John Laurinaitis' team, the red team I think, versus Team Teddy, Teddy Long. Apparently the winner becomes the new general manager of Raw or something like that. I didn't really follow the story that much, but it was just an excuse to have 12 quality wrestlers having a really fun quality match. It was pretty good. When you have this many guys fighting, you know you're going to have some really good spots. You're going to have some really entertaining stuff going on, but it's also going to get confusing, and people are going to get a little lost in the shuffle. But for the most part, it was great. And all of these guys deserve a mention. Team Johnny, The Miz, Mark Henry, Drew McIntyre, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, David Otunga, making his WrestleMania debut. Maybe his last WrestleMania, I don't remember. Versus Team Teddy, which was Kofi Kingston, The Great Khali, R-Truth, Zack Ryder, Booker T's back, and Santino Marella. On paper, the winner should have been Team Johnny, and they did win. This is just a really fun match, and I like all these guys. It was just good fun. And then we have the semi-main event, which probably should have been the main event, but that's another story. It's the WWE Championship is on the line. Champ CM Punk defending against Jericho. This match was awesome. Match of the night. One of my all-time favorite matches. I love both of these guys. CM Punk is in my top 5. Jericho might be in my top 5 someday. Maybe he's in my top 5. But the one when I grew up watching wrestling, and I would come in and out over the years. And when I came back a few years ago, one of the reasons I stayed was because CM Punk is so good and so entertaining and so much fun, and I just love his character. And he just puts on great matches. He's always in great matches, and he's finally the champion, and he finally gets a solo win at WrestleMania. He did win 2 back-to-back Money in the Banks, but then he lost everything else. He lost against like Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton. He gets a big win in a big, awesome WrestleMania match. This was awesome. This was definitely the best match of the night. The thing about wrestling, you tell people you're a wrestling fan, and they think it's stupid and fake. 99% of the time, they're absolutely right. It's usually indefensible. But when you have 2 pros like Jericho and CM Punk, they just put on such an amazing display. And if you didn't know better, you buy into it. Like, this is a real fight. This is a real match. These two really hate each other. Their grudge is real. Like, their promos are amazing, and just their in-ring work is so strong. This is as good a wrestling match as you'll see on WrestleMania Wednesday. I really liked it, and props to both of these two. But the main event is the once-in-a-lifetime event. The Rock versus John Cena. Once in a lifetime. They kept saying once in a lifetime. It's the tagline on the poster. They kept saying it in the promos leading up to this event. Michael Cole and the King kept saying it's once in a lifetime on commentary. Once in a lifetime. These two fighting, it's a once in a lifetime event. Remember that phrase when we watch WrestleMania 29. Spoiler warning. But this was so hyped. I remember it at, like, it was on, like, the cover of, magazines, and so hyped. 10 WrestleManias, I don't remember the last time The Rock was at WrestleMania or wrestled at all. Him coming back was huge. Him fighting and possibly passing the torch to John Cena, the new face of the company. Huge. So, there's some debate. Should CM Punk's championship have been the main event? Probably. But it's hard to argue. The mail was delivered. This is gonna be a while. Are you done? Can I go back to WrestleMania Wednesday now? I'm kind of trying to do a thing. Where was I? Oh yeah, it was so hyped. And it did. I mean, I heard about it, and I wasn't watching wrestling at the time. And the crowd was really. I mean, the crowd really liked the CM Punk Jericho match, but the crowd was really into this one. Was it as good a match? No, not at all. But it was pretty solid. I mean, it was the kind of match, where it's just The Rock throws a punch, Cena throws a punch. The Rock does a hip toss, Cena does a hip toss. The Rock does this, Cena does this. So it's just so even. It just went on a long time, but it was fun. Both of them, even in their primes, had limited movesets. They're not great technical wrestlers. But The Rock could get in the ring now. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. The Rock could still get in the ring now and still put on a great match. He's one of the greatest athletes who's ever lived. And I mean that. Certainly one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So this wasn't like the most amazing match, but very similar to when Hogan came back and fought The Rock. Again, not the best technical wrestling display, but just so much fun. And just two icons, the Clash of the Titans, if you will. Release the Kraken. The Rock, surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, I don't know, gets the win over John Cena. I think everybody thought Cena would win. I certainly did. But then again, it's The Rock. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun match. So, what? I loved CM Punk versus Jericho. I thought this one was pretty good. That tag team match was okay. And the Cody Rhodes Big Show one was, I really liked that one too. Everything else was just so boring and lame. And I'm still mad about the Sheamus, Daniel Bryan squash. That was just stupid. That was just illogical and dumb. Daniel Bryan gets his revenge though. He goes on to become the most popular wrestler in the world. To this day, I believe he's still probably more beloved than anybody. I think people would rather, at this point, see Daniel Bryan come back for the next WrestleMania than The Rock. The Rock has overstayed his welcome. Too many people. Daniel Bryan has not and probably never could. But anyway, if you're going to absolutely watch every WrestleMania, check this one out because as those matches I mentioned are worth watching. But for the most part, this one as a whole, the gestalt, if you will, of this WrestleMania was boring and lackluster. But luckily, it only happens once in a lifetime. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think. Which was your favorite match? Which was your least favorite match? And I'll see you next Wednesday. Big movie star. I'm not going to say one of the greatest actors of all time. Has he ever been in a good movie? I mean, I've liked a lot of his movies. I thought Hercules was pretty good. Check that one out. That one, not his most popular, but I enjoyed it. Fast and the Furious movies are okay. What else has he done? I really like The Rundown. That was a good one. His movies are certainly better than John Cena's. But anyway,